you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon. Well, welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. You're listening to us on the Broadway Podcast Network. We're over here on Broadway World, and I am so excited. You know that Peppermint said that we are the place where all the queer kids come to play. And I've been so moved by people who have been living their out and about life and being in different genres of music or different genres of art. And I think the fact that Andrew Mitch has that new music out and is ready to sing, and he's out here singing it and telling it like it is so inspiring to me as an artist. The single, Back Home Boy, that you should be streaming and listening to right now is out and about. And we're going to deep dive and find all about Andrew's journey to being a country artist and putting out his music and all the things. So Andrew Mitch, welcome to the Roundtable.
Hey, Robert, how are you? Thanks for having me.
It's such an honor, pleasure to have you here. Congratulations on the single.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Tell us about it. How did the song come to you, or how did you become a part of the song, or did you write it? Tell me all about it?
Yeah. Okay. So this song has actually been in the making for like 3 years because I wrote it, I rewrote it, I recorded it, re-recorded it, and then I wrote it and re-recorded it again. And it was just like this long, grueling process. But it finally became what it is today. And I'm so excited that it's now out in the world. It's crazy.
So what is your writing process like? Like, do the songs come to you? Do you sing them into your phone? Do you write down words? Do you do the music and the lyrics? Like, what are you as a writer?
All of the above that you just mentioned. So yeah, I usually will just record things on my phone or I'll just like write down in my notes like, oh, I have this idea. So like this song started with me just putting down a note that said, I really want to write a song about this. And then from there, it just kind of, you know, became what it is.
Well, people could follow you and follow Andrew Mitch Music on Instagram so that they can stay up to date on all the things that you've got going on. And so how many songs do you think you've written?
Oh gosh. I mean, I've been writing songs for like 15 years now. So I've got hundreds at this point. So not that are like actually out to the world. I only have a handful that are out, but I've written so much stuff at this point.
Well, and your family is also artists. Like you grew up, and I read about you in your bio, like you grew up listening to your dad play music. And so what is your memory?
Mhm.
Like, when did you decide, like, I want to follow in the footsteps and I'm a singer-songwriter as well?
Yeah. So, like you said, I would listen to my dad play guitar. My mom had us all take piano lessons when we were little, and eventually I just kind of was like, I just want to start singing and doing my own thing. None of my other siblings really like pursued being an artist, and even my parents don't like write or record their own music. I was kind of that child that sort of took these little musical traits and was just like, I want to run with it and just kind of do my thing. And everybody thought I was crazy, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it because it's fun. Like, why not?
I hear you, and you're out here and you're doing it and you're making it and working. And the idea, you grew up in Ohio,
Mhm.
and then there had to be a moment where you decided, like, I'm going to leave Ohio and I'm going to go
Yeah.
to Nashville, where all the cool music people are. What was
Yep.
that journey like for you? How scary was that? And how's it been since you've been there?
Um, what's kind of funny is the actual like moving was not scary at all. It was when I actually got to Nashville, like 2 weeks later, I just kind of had this like, oh shit, like now we're here and now I'm stuck. Not stuck, but like I've already paid for everything and like here we are, we're doing it. But I was actually pursuing my PhD in chemistry and physics. And then I decided to leave it and just move to Nashville, and I've not regretted it for even a second.
That's what I was just going to ask you. You must have read my mind, because I was reading that you were in school for science. Oh my goodness. Can you come tutor? I don't know. I barely passed. Oh, no way. So you kind of alluded to people's ideas when you said, like, I'm going to leave and become a singer. Did you have any fear and doubt about it? Or was it just the noise from other people? Like, you were just led to this moment. Like, I'm a songwriter. I'm a singer.
I mean, I feel like it was all just noise in my head. I don't really listen to other people very well. I've always been told by my friends and family, like, we can give you our input, but at the end of the day, you're just going to do what you want. And I was like, yeah. So I just kind of still do
So
it.
I'm leaving school and I'm going to leave chemistry class and I'm going to leave my
Mhm.
physics class. I couldn't pass physics if you paid me $1 million, Andrew. I'm gonna have to send you a message and help. And so if I ever, well, I'm not going to. So that chapter of my life is over. But for you, take that leap of faith. When I think about my own musical and singing and doing this and all that, at 19 years old, I was going to school for musical theater and I got scared and I left and became a school teacher because I thought the business is so scary. I don't have the courage to be able to be in a business that's not going to pay me every 2 weeks, that's not going to have a steady
Yeah.
job. And all of this fear allowed me to take 20 years away from doing what I loved doing. What for you, it has to be as an independent artist and out here putting out music, there has to be days where you're trying to figure out what's the next move and what keeps you going. What is it that keeps the strength and the courage to keep going?
Probably 2 things keep me going. One is, honestly just my DMs from the people that my music has already reached, just hearing them talk about, how much it's changed their lives, and people say they've come out from my songs, and, other friends just being like, "Nobody is doing what you're doing." Those, and then also just in my head, I'm like, "I can't get away from it." Like, I've tried to get away from it. I tried to go get my PhD, and it's always something that's been inside me, and it's not gonna go anywhere, so I'm like, "Well, we're just gonna pursue it then."
That's it. My good friend said, if there's anything else that you love to do as much, then go do that. But if you love this more than
Yeah.
anything, then you better. That's it. You're in it. Um,
Yep.
uh, and I'm not trying to stomp on anyone's cowboy boots, as Andrew says, but I also, I'm very moved. Like I said in the introduction, I'm very moved by people who write love songs or write country songs or any genre of music for queer people or for people who don't see themselves ever represented on in music and television. So for me and my husband, I could have a favorite song and I don't get to hear the song sung or represented in a way that feels authentic to me. We kind of ignore pronouns, we kind of ignore who's singing it to try to find music that resonates for us. It has to be very moving when you hear people who say that in their relationship or in their life, your music feels relevant and personal to them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredibly humbling, to say the least.
So why did your personal life become a part of your artistry? Because a lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of people don't feel like it's anyone's business. And then a lot of people feel like you being represented and being out here is really changing the conversation and giving representation. So was that a scary decision?
It was a little bit of a scary decision because I definitely didn't want to hurt anybody in my personal life. But also, I feel like in order to write a song, like you have to have like a real story and you have to have your own unique perspective in order to actually write something good. And that's just always what I tend to write about is just my life and my experiences. And now that's just something a ton of people can relate to. And that whole process is mind blowing.
Well, there seems to be a movement in Nashville and in country music that they're trying to be more inclusive. And I know there are other people out here who are writing country music and are part of the queer community and are out. I know like CMT has a Pride event and you've done Prides in the South. And from someone who's from New Jersey and grew up a mile from New York, I think we have a stereotype about what it's like and and I don't think maybe it's as bad as it is. There's communities of people in every little town in every state in this country who are looking to be out and proud and be represented. So what have you experienced in your journey and singing at Prides? And if it's in Arkansas or if it's in Nashville, or you've met all sorts of people who are moved to be their authentic selves.
Yeah. I mean, definitely in Nashville, it's a lot more, I guess, accepting to just be openly queer, be openly yourself. And so, Nashville Pride is pretty huge. But when I got to play South Arkansas Pride, I would be approached by these kids that were like, we've never been to a Pride festival before. Like, we've never been able to do this. Like, this one, I was playing one of the games with one of the guests, and she came up to me and was like, "I've never gotten a pride flag before. Can you help me win this?" And we were like, I don't even remember what game it is we were playing, like the sack game where you're like throwing like the bean bags into the hole. She was like, "I've never gotten a pride flag before, and I really want my first one." And I was like, "Okay, then let's do that." And it's just seeing like the difference between that, like Nashville and Arkansas, is just crazy that people feel that stifled, but it's also awesome to be able to be a part of that.
Absolutely. Well, you're freeing a lot of people and giving a lot of people hope, and they get to listen to your music and then feel inspired to be who they are. That's the greatest gift you can give anyone, truly. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you for loving my music enough that I get to do this.
Yeah, and you have been somebody who has been consistently growing. I see your social media, millions of views on social media, thousands and thousands of followers on social media, and you're really out here. You're out here just putting yourself out there, singing wherever you can sing, putting out music. And have you seen this grow? Has it been fun to see the growth of the music and the streams and the follows? And what do you
Yeah.
contribute to the success of it?
I mean, just honestly, writing songs that people connect to, that's where the growth comes from because then people see that and they're just like, "Oh my gosh, that's my story too. Why is nobody else talking about this?" And so I feel like the more authentic I've become, the more honest I've become, the more the music starts to pick up and the more free I feel.
Are you really like releasing new music every month this year?
I
Is this
am, yeah.
is this rumor true? You're releasing new music every month in 2025.
Yep.
So what's next? We're about to hit March. We're March. Like what are we getting from you? What?
So March's single is almost finished. We're a little bit behind schedule. Usually I would like to have the song like done by now and like kind of ready to go, but we procrastinated a little on this one. But I'm really excited for you guys to hear the next one. It's going to be more of a piano based, super vulnerable song. April's is going to be more of a like angsty country rock song. We're just kind of having fun with all of it.
Well, Andrew Mitch Music, so you could stay up to date on, and you can also go to your website, which is the same, andrewmitchmusic.com. You what I loved about your press release and what really hooked me is that my husband does Motor City Pride in Detroit, and he's made it very much so that Pride can be a family event, that could be a place where people can come and you can bring the children of queer relationships or straight people or allies, and everybody should come. And you're not going to see, there's a place and time for everything, but not everything is the
Mm.
stereotype that the queer community looks like, where it's one night stands and twerking on a box, and they're people who want families and to settle down and to normalize what a queer relationship or marriage looks like. And when I read that about what your music is doing, is that, there are different, no pun intended, but there's different colors in all the rainbows. There are people who are trying to find their partner and settle down and be a part of our society like everyone else. That was very moving to me because I don't think the general public always sees that. Why did that become something that you felt needed to be said?
Well, I think I've always just wanted to sing about my life, and to me, that's real life. That's all what I've always wanted. And for so many people, that also is real life. Like, I mean, obviously, no judgment or anything. Everybody has like their funds are different colors of the rainbow, but also for many of us, we want to find our partner, have kids, and settle down. And it's not just all about sex and one night stands to a lot of us. And I feel like a lot of people also aren't singing about that. And I was just like, well, then the queer community needs a song about that.
And you wrote it. And you wrote.
Exactly.
And Andrew wrote it. So don't, if you're looking for something to listen to when you're on a car drive, or you're at home making dinner for your loved one on a Friday night, or you're at the gym and you're looking to just be nostalgic and reminiscent about who you got at home or finding your love, then you know that Andrew Mitch's music is the place to be. And then you could listen to somebody else when you're twerking at the club. I don't know, but that there's a time and place for everything. So how can people see you? You've been doing, do you perform live in Nashville? Do you perform live out and about in these streets? And you also have like live performances online, I see on your website.
Yeah, I've done quite a few live performances in the past. I have a couple coming up later in 2025. Nothing is like finalized yet, but we have a few things in the pipeline for Nashville. Hopefully, Arkansas Pride again, some things during CMA Fest week in Nashville. We've got a couple things kind of lined up and maybe even a little tour in the fall. We'll see.
Okay, I'm ready. So what we do is, if you have any questions for your kids, physics or chemistry, you can DM Andrew. That's the
Oh,
one.
please don't. I don't remember any of it now.
I was going to say I once dissected a pig, but then I remembered that that's not even physics or chemistry. So that's where my head is at. So don't even ask me.
It's
Two,
science, it's in there.
I had to take general astronomy online to graduate college because I could not pass a science test, Andrew. It was sad. I was like, "That's a star. That's the moon. Can I get my diploma? That's good enough." That's
Right.
we're gonna follow where everybody. We're gonna follow your story at Andrew Mitch Music, or go to andrewmitchmusic.com so we could stay up, because every month he's got something that's gonna come out. So we got to be ready for the. And then at the end, it's like a whole album of work is just put together by every month single that comes out. So that's super exciting. And then we could stream Back Home Boy. So if you have a loved one, if your partner, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whomever you have at your home, maybe something you want to send them, right? I create a Spotify playlist with mine, and we put songs in there for little surprises. So Andrew, your song's going to make it in my playlist today.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited.
I'm so excited, and thank you for doing what you do, because there's so many people out here who don't see themselves represented and don't hear music and art that means something to them. So what you're doing is really like God's divine work, because we all need that inspiration and love. So thank you for being a part of the community and being living your life out loud for us.
Oh, well, thank you for listening to my music and supporting me because I couldn't do it without you guys.
Well, everybody, Andrew Mitch, be on it now before he's at the Pride Festival near you and he's on the you are on the charts. You're charting your music. Just Andrew home singing and playing music and getting it out there. So I need a PR lesson from you, because Andrew's on it. You're on it.
We're trying. We're trying.
Congratulations. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.